Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are live here to do a beautiful reading for the end of June. As you come in here, just tell me where you are tuning in from and hit the thumbs up button on this video. I'm going to share a few links with all of you. Please excuse my nails. I get them done on Tuesday. Not that it matters, but I like my nails to be put together. I wanted them to grow out, kind of like my hair. Okay. So I'm going to leave a few links in the comments section for all of you. I should have been prepared with the links, but in true Piscean style, I'm not, and that's okay. Okay. Grabbing those, hopping on over. Apparently I can't leave all these links. There we go. There's a few. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I thought I would share my evening juice with all of you. It's celery juice. And I would do a reading with my new deck, the Lessons of the Mystical Muse, a 72-card oracle deck. I'm going to just put a little protective essence on. And again, as you come on here, just tell me where you're tuning in from, city, state, country. And I just ask you to tune in, ask for the messages that are meant for you. And I wanted to kind of give you a few messages that I think would be pertinent for all of you. You know, I woke up this morning and I made a conscious choice to do a 6-mile run and then to go to the gym and lift weights and just, you know, to get my body moving, because over the past few months, I haven't been moving my body as much. This is actually my first meal of the day and it's almost 7 o'clock. So I just wanted to give all of you a friendly reminder that you do not have to rush in food. Now, if you take medication, of course, you know, talk to your doctors. Some medications require food, but you can always do the light to heavy method. And that's worked for me for years. You know, I am in my 40s and not the early 40s, not even the mid 40s. And it's really worked for me for years. I don't have any foundation on my face. There's no Botox in my forehead. I can make my forehead wrinkles. So, you know, longevity, beauty is all in the eye of the beholder. However, you want to make sure you're taking care of yourself. I'm going to take and drink the rest of this real quick and then get started with all of you. So good. It really is all about raising your vibrational frequency. You're being called to go vegan. I'm going to take it. Let's take it. So a lot of you are being called to go more plant-based. You're being called to level up your game when it comes to the foods you eat and the foods you abstain from. That's why I love this card. You are being called to go vegan. I'm going to pull 3 cards and we're going to get the energy from there. Thank you. Wow, this is all about health. Wow. Okay, we're taking them. Wow, perfect. Okay, perfect. Some of you could be into sound healing, or music really resonates with you as a frequency. You're being called to maybe work with musicians, or you are a musician. Some of you, I'm feeling the guitar, others the piano. Some of you could be singers and you're being called. Some of you could use sound healing tools, and some of you could also work with animals, because in this photo, she's playing the singing bowls for dogs. So some of you may be starting a retreat that's surrounded by music or sound healing and animals. Let me know where you're tuning in from in the comments. It actually really, really helps. Welcome. Hit the like button. Welcome so much from Augusta, Georgia. How's the weather? Welcome in Minnesota. Hit the like button and tell me where you're tuning in from. Really helps the channel when you hit the like button, and you can also share this video on your social media, which also helps the channel. So our overall energy, you're being called to go vegan. And right after that, I'm going to cover her up. We have the colon cleansing card. So a lot of you could work in colon cleansing. Some of you could be colon cleansing, colon hydrotherapists. Some of you could be into cleansing your colon, maybe with enemas and things of that nature. Highly recommended. Find a good therapist in your area. And every time I move to a new location, I find the best therapist. And if not, I do it on my own through enemas. In fact, if you pull up, I forget what type of enema it is, but my actual website pulls up for some of those. So cleansing the body, going vegan, really hydrating well with fresh vegetable juices. I made this in my juicer. You can get a good juicer on Facebook Marketplace for under $100. I've been vegan for 26 years. Not to say that's for everyone, but it does help. It raises your vibrational frequency. There's so many videos now on YouTube that'll teach you the ins and outs of going vegan. Then we have dragon spirit. And I love this. As a dragon, and us being in the year of the dragon, I can attest to dragon spirits being extremely potent and powerful. I just did a astrology, astrocartography, I wouldn't call it a reading, but session with a very powerful client. He also was a fire dragon like I am. And whenever we're encountered with dragons, they can be intense, right? It's an intense energy. Dragons are not for the faint of heart. Not everyone gets along with them. I always say, when it comes to dragons, people either love them or they hate them. Excuse me one moment. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. So some of you could be dealing with dragons and you've just had enough, like it's too much. What you need to understand about the dragon energy, as a dragon in Chinese, I can relate to this. You get treated how you treat them, right? If you treat them in a way that is disrespectful, untruthful, unkind, they're going to come back at you with that exact same energy. And this is the last time. You'll excuse me one moment. My dog is being a bad boy. Sometimes it's bring your son to work day, okay, today. So, if you can't be a good boy, we're going to just hold on to you right here because you're being mommy always says no one likes an asshole. Okay. My other dog, Lewis, is in the bedroom and he's just fine. Or he's in the other room and he's just fine. So, the thing about dragons is dragons will treat you like you treat them. So if you speak to a dragon a certain way, if you're judgmental about them, they will mirror that energy back to you. Next, we have protection work. I love this energy. So protection work, let's talk about magic a little bit, shall we? Let's have a discussion. So I'm in the field of protection work. I have a second website called The Detox Intuitive, and the number one thing that sells on there is protection work. I do a lot of this and this type of work. And when it comes to things like magic, hoodoo, voodoo, working with La Brujas, etc., it's not something you want to dabble in unless you are trying to protect your own energy, your own vibrational frequency, your family, your animals, your business, etc. So I always like to say you can always tell a witch when you see them because they look awful. Usually they have extremely thin hair. A lot of times, one of the first things that happens to someone who dabbles in witchcraft is their hair will be thin, their hair will fall out, male or female, warlock or female witch. So, you're dealing with a witch if that also it ages you rapidly. However, there's nothing wrong with protecting your energetic frequency and the frequency of those around you. And that's the type of work I do. Again, thedetoxintuitive.com, click on protection work. And I've linked my Shopify shop in the comments here. One of the best ways you can protect your vibrational frequency, you can protect yourself from witchcraft, what have you, is by keeping a cleansed colon and eating high vibrational foods. The other way is by putting your faith in Jesus. I don't like to say the word God because if you do the history, God has kind of a negative connotation, but the word Jesus does not. So put your faith in Jesus, put your faith in your higher power and your higher self, your ancestors that walk before you. Pray to your guides. We all have guides. We all have, ancestors that look out for us, angels, and that's a way that you can protect your energy. And one moment. One of the reasons I got into protection work is because I was dealing with so many people attacking me, from being online, having a large following, etc. I had to learn how to protect my own vibrational frequency and my own energy. So, highly suggested. Take a day of silence. I love this card. So this card was born when I was living in Ohio and I had just went through a breakup after 11 years. And to process that and to process the changes I was going through, becoming a vegan, etc., I would take every Sunday and run my errands, like at Trader Joe's and the health food store. And I would go and get all the food I needed for the week ahead. And I had this bag that looked just like this that said, taking a day of silence, please respect my privacy. And so when I was checking out, if someone would say, hey, how you're doing, I would just kind of flash the bag and everybody was super chill about it. What it does, it was a day of fasting for me and it was a day of inward reflection and prayer. And I really made it about Jesus. So, one of the things in the Bible is the fasting prayer in Matthew. And it says, and when you fast, anoint your head with oil so that your fasting may not be seen by others, but by your Father who sees in secret. And your Father who sees in secret will reward you. So I really wanted it to be about the Lord. And I wanted it to be about cleansing my body and connecting with a higher power, source, Jesus. I wanted it to be about that. And sometimes when you're fasting, you don't feel the best. I was water fasting. So having that bag, and you can even have a little note, right? And sharing with people, look, I'm taking a day of silence. You don't even have to be fasting. I'm taking a day of silence. I'm just running my errands and chilling, is very helpful. The last card we have is the Alchemist. So when the Alchemist comes out, you see this woman is cutting up fruits and vegetables. She's making some kind of recipe on camera in her kitchen, and then she's doing a tarot reading back there. So she's alchemizing two of her skills together. And that's really beautiful. It's a beautiful way to mesh when you have more than one gift. So there's an old saying that says, there's riches in the niches. I disagree with that. I think there are fixed signs. Oh, thanks, Tim. Thank you guys. Hey, Caroline. Thank you guys for continue hitting the like button and the thumbs up button. Also, Super Chats is on, and thank you for your donations. You can also donate to Venmo, the Detox Intuitive. So, and you can also buy your deck. That's a donation as well. So a lot of times there's fixed signs and there's non-fixed signs. The fixed signs are Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo. So they seem to be fixed, right? They're the ones that'll stay in a miserable relationship decades after it's been over, right? And then they have their awakening when they're 70 and miserable. Or they're the ones that they'll just stay fixed in situations. I'm a Pisces, but I do have a lot of fixed placements of Scorpio and Leo and Aquarius in my chart. However, what I've noticed is change is good. So I'm not meant to be doing one thing, right? I'm highly gifted in the realm of cellular detoxification, holistic wellness coaching, raw living foods, etc. But I'm also extremely intuitive. So meshing those two together is alchemizing. We're going to pull one more card for the collective. I'm going to drink my final sip of green juice. And then I'm going to start intuiting some messages. I feel like we have a controlling mother figure around. And also someone who uses children as leverage. Okay, got it. Life force energy. Grow your own food, the rainbow bridge. So I'm very sorry if some of you recently lost an animal. Maverick, enough with the moaning, okay? I'm sorry if some of you recently lost an animal. That's very tragic. And I'm sorry, I've been in that boat before, and it was one of the hardest things I ever dealt with. And that's why we have Roger, my little dog, in this card. We have life force energy. So life force energy is something that, hi love, many of you could be experiencing. One more thing about the rainbow bridge card, if you have lost a pet and you do have a steady income coming in and you do want a pet again, think about adopting, not shopping at a pet store, not buying from a breeder, but actually rescuing. Very powerful. It also brings in abundance. So there's so many animals that need saved. And really, you have to remember as well, animals are a full-time responsibility for 18 years. They're like a kid. So you have to have patience for animals. I've had a lot of patience with this little shit right here. My other dog is around 24 and he's very easy. This one, not so much. This couch is ruined because of him, but I'm learning and growing, and he's teaching me a lot of lessons about myself. He's very energetic. I feel like he's my karma. He's probably a Capricorn. Life force energy. So I feel like what I said in the beginning is what a lot of you are going through now, where you're raising your vibrational frequency and you're getting into that life force energy where you're feeling better about yourself. Maybe you're getting your steps in. Maybe, I have a girlfriend that she makes sure she gets I don't know what she's up to, 50 million steps a day. And she really motivated me. My ass was out of bed at 5 a.m. I mean, by 6:30, I had ran 6 miles, and I hadn't been that active in the previous months because I had so much on my plate. And already today, I feel my vibrational frequency rising. I feel my energy rising. So what if you're bound to a wheelchair, or you've got a lot of extra weight on you, and you're like, look, Andrea, I don't know how I'm going to raise my life force energy. You can start juicing, replacing your eggs and bacon or the first meal of your day with a green juice is an excellent way to raise your vibrational frequency. You can go plant-based. If you have kids and a husband or a bunch of people living with you, you can eat plant-based foods 1 day a week. That's very, very helpful. You can start moving your body. You can get a step counter and make sure you get in, your 5,000 steps a day. You can do so many things to raise your vibrational frequency. One of the things I love the most, and I have quite a few videos of this on Andrea Cox TV to raise my life force energy outside of juicing, is I love rebounding. Rebounding is an excellent way, and people are all the time getting rid of their rebounders for $20 on Facebook Marketplace. So enough with the crying, love bug. So rebounding is an excellent way to raise your life force energy, right? And then we have grow your own food. Now, a lot of you reach out to me, especially on my other YouTube channel, Andrea Cox TV, and you're like, how do you do that? I live in an apartment. When I lived in an apartment 2 decades ago in Dayton, Ohio, that was 800 square feet, I had a balcony garden. I'm ashamed of my garden right now because I let it die, and all I have in there now is some herbs, some evening primrose and some rosemary and mint and things like that. But I will replant. I have some flowers as well. So there is nothing that feels better than growing your own food, harvesting that food, washing it off, fermenting it, making it into meals, growing your own greens, growing your own strawberries, growing your own food. As far as some of these messages, oh, that's awesome that you used to rescue retired racing dogs, Tim. Thank you for sharing. Welcome in South Carolina, Minnesota. So Maverick's a rescue dog. Yeah, he was rescued from LA County when I was living in Las Vegas. He was going to be euthanized. They found him with rocks in his belly. And I always say Maverick is like a Newport Beach wife. You take him off the streets, you give him great organic food, you dress him up, you clean him up, and he's still just disrespectful. So that's Maverick, a Newport Beach wife. You can Google Newport Beach and see what a noopsie is for yourself, but that's what I say Maverick is. So, a couple of the intuitive messages I was getting are, some of you are at the tail end of a relationship. And if this message is for you, I feel like this person wants to cause maybe some damage to you or to your reputation, because you don't want them in your life anymore. This could have been a very codependent relationship. Could have also been a relationship where they constantly were choosing someone else over you. It could have been someone from their past. Again, you guys, this has nothing to do with me because I'm an open book. There's nothing. Yeah. But I feel like if this is for you, this person is very hateful and spiteful. You'll know if this message is for you. For some reason, the color turquoise or blue is coming into my mind, so I don't know if that'll resonate with any of you. I feel like right now you're trying to move or relocate, maybe out of a home or something of that nature. That will come into fruition, but this person's trying to slow your money down. I feel like they did this to someone in the past, and this person really tried to help you in some way. So whoever that's resonating with, great. I feel like for a small portion of you, you're dealing with someone that has a very hateful mother as well. Or if this is your baby's mom, they could use like children, and I feel like they're kind of young or teenage children, to kind of manipulate you. I feel like you need to distance yourself from that situation as well. Also, intuitively, it kept coming through time and time again that many of you are depressed. And the reason you're depressed is inactivity and lack of sunlight. So make sure as soon as you wake up in the morning, even if it's just 5 minutes, getting out in the sun, even if it's in an overcast day, that you just sit and you get the vitamin D from the sun for about 10 to 15 minutes. It's okay. They've done studies on this. Sunscreen is more toxic than getting a little bit of vitamin D on your skin. You can protect your skin with zinc oxide if necessary. Also, body movement. Make sure you're moving your body. It's a must. It's important. I mean, you can just see after one day of me getting my body movement in, how much I improve energetically from like the previous week. I've gotten more done today having worked out for almost 2 hours than I usually get when I don't even work out for 30 minutes. So keep that in mind, okay? I love each and every one of you. Private readings, I link the shop in the comment section. If you're watching this later, click on the live comment section and also click in the description box below. Be well. Oh, and pick up the deck. We have it in a bundle package right now with Eat Right for Your Zodiac and my supplements, including my Smiling Gut, pre and probiotic, and that keeps your stomach really flat. Okay, bye you guys. Bye. Be well.